Reiner, you know what game's coming out the same day as Spider-Man?
NBA 2K19.
Very good guess. Yeah. All right, Bert, you got to play this thing ahead of time?
Yes, I did.
All right, how is it this year?
It's looking good. They're cleaning up a lot of the stuff from last year that kind of irked me. Like there was a lot of way more clipping animations where like basketballs are morphing through people's bodies and heads and stuff because they switched to a new player motion engine last year. So they just didn't have time to clean it up.
Right.
A lot of that stuff is being fixed.
Right? Hey, kind of yucking it up over here.
Hey. Yeah. So that's one of the big ones. I think there's a kind of a thing like grand badge system where for you it maybe is more like an NBA Jam thing where you know, like as your player of a particular archetype does things that player is good at. So like a rim protector's blocking balls, you know, sharpshooters hitting threes. You build up a hot meter that once you activate it, you have new moves and new badge abilities.
And this is in the core game? Is a separate mode?
Yep,
or what is
this? Is in the core game.
That seems pretty wild.
Yeah, your guy just like evolves. Like he's in a cocoon and then boom.
Yeah, I don't think there's any
better.
like Incredible Hulk animations or anything, but you have a little on fire icon and you can also get cold. And it's going to be interesting to see if people can string together combinatorial, you know, on fire moments, takeover moments, as they're calling it.
Okay.
So you could have multiple players on the court, you know, be on fire.
Did you get a sense that was, you know, could you really feel it when you were hot or you're cold?
I only saw one or two guys on there, and like you can drain deeper threes with sharpshooters and stuff like that. It's going to change the way you can play with those characters a little bit, but it's not like you're all of a sudden like, you know, like a genetically recreated Michael Jordan, you know.
And that's a shame. That's a damn shame. Most importantly.
Yeah.
Story mode. Please tell me Spike Lee's coming back.
We don't know anything about the story mode
yet.
You know, like that's the one thing. There was a gameplay focused event, and we have a new blog on the website today about the franchise mode changes. But that's the big question. Like, what are they doing with My Career? It's the most played mode. There was a lot of backlash from the fans last year about microtransactions. You know, like people want to know about the story.
Yeah, so what happened last year, and what have they said about this year?
Last year, the fan feedback was like, so a lot of the things that were previously like free, like facial hair and stuff, you know, they started to charge for it. They had to scale back how much they were charging for it.
This grows naturally.
Yeah, and a lot of players felt like it was too much of a grind to upgrade your guy. So they just felt at a disadvantage against the players that do spend money.
Yeah.
And the backlash, you know, there was a million YouTube videos about it. Like, this is it. I'm never playing this again. But then, you know, you look at the actual financials, it's the best-selling NBA 2K game of all time.
And that's just the base game, not counting microtransactions.
Yeah,
so just made even a gazillion more dollars.
Exactly. So there is a disconnect there. Like, it didn't suffer like Battlefront 2 did when Battlefront 2 got nailed for its microtransaction scheme.
Right.
So I'm really curious to see, like, do they change anything? Is it going to be the same kind of plotting, you know, like slowing down the progression system?
God.
And the fact they haven't said anything about it yet, and we're 30 days out?
Well, that's normal for them. They do really late press cycles. I think we only learned about the 2K My Career mode, you know, in late August maybe last time. So
it's just weird considering like EA's big messaging ever since E3 was like, all right, scaling back on loot boxes, everything's cool, and you just haven't heard a peep about this one.
Yeah.
Well, you know, maybe to Bert's point, you know, there's so many modes in this game, and they, you know, flesh them all out every year. They give additions to them every year. So it could very well be, you know, as much as, you know, we're on the side of consumers, I understand people's anger. You know, there could be a silent majority who just like, oh, I don't really like the progression in this mode. I'll go play my franchise or something like that.
There's a lot of people who, you know, say like that all they do is try to eat more money out of you. But like, I'm a franchise mode guy. I play a ton of that in this game. It's not in that part of the game.
But overall, feeling pretty good about it?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to be a solid year for NBA 2K. I mean, I do want a way better story, though. I'm sick of how awful the stories have been getting.
You don't like sitting next to your locker talking to a guy,
I don't
the same
want,
conversation over
I don't
and
want
over?
some random stranger eating my Reese's Pieces cereal in my crib, you know, like the lady last year, Real B or whatever. Oh, she was awful.
Real B?
You go way
I gotta
back.
go back and play this. I want to play every sports game story mode. I think they're all
It was,
fascinating.
what was it, 2 or 3 years ago, they had their best one where you could just be a complete asshole
That was
through the whole thing.
2K14 maybe?
Oh, it's
yeah,
so
that
good.
was great.
Wait, what? You can be an asshole?
Oh,
in this thing?
and like teams will be like, you're out of here. So I got traded to like 7 teams.
Yeah, that was when it was at its best.
I was wearing
Again,
like a tiger skin
RPG
suit.
style.
Oh, it was so good.
Yeah,
okay.
you could just act like a jackass in
Yeah.
the press conferences.
So good.
You
And it was less like cutscene heavy because did Spike Lee really ratchet that entire scene up?
yeah.
Okay. All right. Before the big mocap performances.
Wait
with
to
him at
see
the end.
Colin Trevorrow's version.
Oh.
That's my prediction.
Wait, really?
Mr. Jurassic World. Yeah.
Is that coming out of the blue?
Oh yeah. There's
Okay,
no
all right,
intel.
All right, perfect.
That would be the worst possible thing.
That was just a clip from a larger show called The Game Informer Show. You can find it on iTunes, Google Play, or GameInformer.com. We take the fun opportunities and exclusive information from Game Informer magazine and boil it into a show that airs every Thursday with exclusive cover story information, developer interviews, a lot of fun stuff. So come love games with us.